Sunday Night Football against the Pirate Steelers. Almost said the wrong. Pittsburgh team.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up next, we've got what should be a good one between the Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godwin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. Moments ago, a scene that's played here since 2004. Big Ben Roethlisberger greeted by this sold-out Heinz Field crowd. His Steelers getting set to match up with the Denver Broncos. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they can't be any better as we hit the halfway mark. A perfect 7-0 on the year.
And when we looked at this team in August and we looked at the schedule, we thought they had the potential to...
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. On the crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, a 22.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a play fake here on first down. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to...
Boom, let's go.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. They'll let this thing go for Sanders. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? It's certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one.
Demaryius Thomas. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Demaryius Thomas, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been...
Come on, guys, let's keep it going.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. Looking long for Thomas. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. Partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. On play action, they'll throw. Shreds the tackle. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely freezing. Hit from behind.
Damn it.
It's going to be driven down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
At least I'm not sacked again. Jesus Christ.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if
Bro.
it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've
I need
discussed
some-
in their locker room, in their meeting rooms.
I need some people
be
at
if
the
it ended
block.
today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Block for me so I can throw the ball. There we go.
He's got him in, complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A huge play there for Denver, 41 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. A 2nd down carry for Booker. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Third and short, it's Booker. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Come on, come
We
on.
both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
I'm already in good fielding range.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and
Nah, I'm
every
not
time.
going to take the yards because I like the yards I already had.
Flash those fast feet, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line as he can't get any closer to the end zone. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. Devontae Booker with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. Second effort there. He was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what
play fake. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Royce Freeman in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos will add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into that.
Here's Booker. He juked him. He finds an opening past the 40. The 40. 20. 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Devontae Booker, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Well, we got one.
Watching that morning, morning.
They'll run with Booker. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
fine. From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line in a series of really good ones tonight. But I know that they're going to be really ticked off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. On first, again, they go with Booker. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
But that certainly felt like an example of the defense just saying, okay, we've had enough. We've gotten mashed all night long. About time we got a good play in. But flip it over to the offensive side. They've got to be really upset that they allowed a play like that to happen. They were pitching such a great game, they want to keep it going.
On third down, Booker. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. They'll look to throw here. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long.
Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56. Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
Right back to Booker. And an alley to run. And he's going to take this one down to about the 46-yard line. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. And they'll run it here. And he's got this down to the 35. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Back to throw here. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll run here with Freeman. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up. They'll look to run with Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. They're going to look to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. So another score there. And often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it? They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's got his tight end, Jake Butt. Oh, now he bolts, and nothing but daylight ahead. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. He'll drop to throw. Looking, and got his man complete. Demaryius Thomas. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Denver, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin.
Boom, boom, boom.